All right, welcome back to the KnivesFAST channel, and today we have a review for you of the Kizlyar Supreme Whisper made in Russia. So let's get right into it. This is our friend Ren and Stimpy, so say hi to them and Powdered Toast Man, and let's jump in. So this guy comes by way of my friend JB Big Red EDC. I'll leave his information in the description, but if you don't know him already, I'd be surprised because he's been such a friend of this channel and sent so many of you over here. So he sent this one. I don't have the box or anything that it came in because he sent it in with the Monterey Bay Knives Old Guard. But really cool knife, guys. Just have enjoyed carrying this one a lot. We'll get into specs and different things like that, but let's just talk first of all about how it looks. Love how this one is mostly inside the inside the handle here. You have this part that sticks up that gives you an opportunity to get a hold of that the thumb studs. I will talk about kind of left and right hand here. We need to talk about that, but it is we'll go ahead and jump into it. It is a right hand tip up knife. There is no left hand option. And the reason I brought that up is obviously thumb stud wise, it would be tough for a lefty. Well, no, you can still get your hand in there. You just won't be able to flip it quite the same way, and you can't get that pocket clip out of your way. So this is pretty much set up to be a right-hand knife. So really dig the look of this, guys. So it has a very katana, or actually more like a Japanese tanto look. So the tantos you guys are used to obviously are more of the Western style of, you got the two different grinds, but this is what they call a Japanese tanto. And then you have the katana look to the handle. This is G10 in red and black, obviously layered, but it looks like a wrapped handle. Like you would see in a katana. So I think that's really cool. The layering of the G10 is really cool and looks awesome. I mean, it's kind of got a different look on both sides, a little bit different, obviously, if you look at the two styles. And that's just based on how it's ground in and everything. And it actually comes down lower for the pivot here. If you look there, you can see where it's tighter together on the pivot. I believe this guy is running on bearings if you look in there. I couldn't find in the paperwork, but it has really good action. It's not a drop shut knife, but it's definitely a shake shut, fall shut, nice and smooth. Just depends on how much force you give it, but you got to give it a little more to get it past the detent there. As far as the blade, it's black coated titanium nitrate. Not nitanium, I don't even know what that is. And here is the Kizlyar Supreme logo, and I assume this must be the designer. And then the Whisper, and, well, I can't even read that bottom part, but hopefully those of you with better eyes can. And this is a D2 blade, as I said, coated in titanium nitrate. Really nice slicey blade, guys. It is a flat ground with flats up here at the top. Not a super duper tight slicer. I mean, it is definitely a little thicker down here at the edge, as you can see. There you go. You can get it. Here is the back, the thickness of the blade, and here is kind of the blade side. So you can see it's not super duper thick, but it is not super narrow either. As far as the thumb studs go, you do have decent access. You can see where they've tapered this down on the right side here. And you can get in there. You don't really have to give it wrist. I tend to keep doing so. There you go. But it definitely opens really nicely. The thumb stud is kind of further back on the blade, but I actually find that not to be a problem. It's coming right open. It seems to be that you have very good leverage, and it opens up very nicely. I like the design of the pivot, and I also like this little Japanese design. I think it's called a Ono or something like that. I probably got that wrong. Japanese design on the pocket clip. But guys, I really need to say this pocket clip is tough. it because of that abrupt shape, I had a hard time, the abrupt shape and it being very tight. I had a hard time getting it in my pocket, not necessarily out, and it has very good retention. It just, you have to help it a little bit to get it in your pocket. It is pretty tight. As far as fit and finish, guys, very nice and smooth, rounded over, feels very good to the touch, nothing very sharp at all. The centering of the blade is dead on, and the lockup, I would call about 20 to 30. Very good, very well done. You can get to that liner very easily, not a problem at all. Very good cut out there. I like that, and you do have some jimping on there. There is no jimping on the blade, but you do have a little bit of texture there because of the way the liner, the G10 sticks up a little bit there, and the way there's kind of a hump. Some people might actually find that a little irritating, but it doesn't bother me because my hand mostly goes in front of it. So I think as far as ergos, guys, it's really good. There's nowhere to, you can sort of choke up right there by the pivot, but don't get too close to that blade. There's not really a sharpening choil, so again, you might end up with some brownies there, but not a huge deal for me. Again, good in the hand. The pocket clip isn't a problem for me. You can definitely work with this knife. It is a worker, and let's talk some more about the specs here. We haven't really done that, so let's do it. It's 8.125 inches overall, and the blade length is 3.75, and that handle length is 4.5. So again, little over 8-inch knife with a 3.75 inch, so a very long blade, and it's got that trailing point kind of look to it. It's obviously not a clip point, but it's more of a drop point, but it definitely trails up toward the tip a little bit here. But I definitely wouldn't call it a Persian. It's, like I said, it's more of a Japanese Tanto. Made in Russia. The weight, guys, it's 4.4 ounces. Now, there's no skeletonization on the liners. There are nested liners on both sides. Let's see if you can see it any better over here. There you go. Nested liners on both sides, which is really nice that they're nested, but there's no skeletonization. It's 4.4 ounces, but again, I have, for a 8+ inch knife, I have no issues with 4.4 ounces. It's good and slender in your pocket. No problem once you get past that pocket clip. No problem at all. So again, very cool. Okay. I did find the designer. I had forgotten it earlier. So that is Jason Breeden's mark there, guys. So sorry about that, Jason. I should have said that earlier, but I had forgotten it. And there we go. Jason Breeden is the designer of this one. And there you see it. So very cool knife. JB, I'm really thankful you sent this one, and I see why you have it in this red and black. It just pops. Really pretty, really nice looking knife. And yeah, overall, I'm digging on it. So, and by the way, I forgot to mention the thing that everybody's probably asking me right now. You can find these just about anywhere. I've seen them on Amazon. The place I'm looking right now is Knife Center. They have them for about 110, but I've seen them as low as 90. It is a D2 blade, and it is G10, but the design and the extra touches, I can see why it might be a little more expensive. Everybody has to make their own decision on whether that price is good for them or not. So look it up. Hopefully I'll try to find some less expensive places to get it. Maybe the Amazon will be less expensive. I didn't really get to look at the price there. So if I find that, I will stick it in the description. So thanks a lot, guys. Give me a thumbs up and some comments of what you think about this one, and would love to chat about it with you. And thanks so much for all those who are subscribed. And if you're not, please consider doing so. And thanks for watching the Knives Fast channel.